Hello, so this is going to be a pick a card reading with these three piles. So pile one is this really pretty selenite. And then pile two is this really pretty aventurine. This is what it looks like. Okay, wait. And pile three is this fire opal. Just keep in mind that more than one pile may resonate. And yeah, more than one pile may resonate. All three piles may resonate. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So yes. Hello, so this is gonna be pile one. So if you chose the Muse Tarot, if you chose this deck, then this is the correct pile for you. So let's see what is going on. What is going on for pile one? Spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels. Tell me about pile one and tell me who their spirit guides are. What are they here to do? What is their purpose? Any messages that they have, and all the tea that wants to come out. Okay, so I feel like you guys are definitely like old souls. Like I can already tell that like you definitely are not the type to like fit in with society or even social media. I think that the way that like okay, there's a lot coming in. I feel like you would thrive, literally you would thrive in living a really different lifestyle or like out of the city, like, and you constantly have this impulsive urge to like just run away to like a different country. Like I think like, you know how we live now where like we have to pay bills, we're constantly on the internet. Like I feel like that constantly drains you. It's almost as if like, you know, I think that you may have had a past life where like you had so much wisdom, like you were so powerful, and there was no internet back then. And I think like now that there is internet, like low-key that slows you down, and you might find that when you have a long screen time, it puts you in a really big disposition, or like it hinders your, literally hinders your success, or like I just feel like it puts you in a bad mental state because you literally absorb like everyone else's energies. Or like if you are an empath, and if not, there's just something about the internet or like connecting to others. I think you prefer like connecting in a genuine way to others, not the internet. You're the type of person to choose the long way rather than the short way. In the sense like, you know, I would rather do things in a correct manner than sit there and try to find a shortcut that I might have to do again because it's not going to give me the results that I need or that I want. You have the Temperance card, and to me, with the Temperance card, I feel like you have like angelic energy. I could definitely say that this is a feminine energy. In this deck, it's more of a feminine energy, a feminine deck to begin with. So it does make me feel like a lot of your guides are feminine, and it may be why you always, it's like you take this approach to life where, or you are meant to take this approach to life where like you are, how do I say that? It's like you are taking this approach to life, or you are meant to, where like, you know, it's like in the simplicity of things, like the way that you do things, you know, you're not I guess like you're not doing too much, but you're not doing too little. Like finding this perfect balance in between in everything that you do. And this is literally feminine energy. It's attracting things to you rather than working really hard and, you know, gaining whatever it is that you want, but you're so burnt out that you can't even enjoy your rewards. You know what I mean? This is the energy of I'm gaining a lot of money, but I don't have to work hard for it because I know I deserve it. You know, like calling things in with your energy rather than, like I said, working really hard for it. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you may not like working at all. I think a lot of people are so invested in finding a career or finding a job. I mean, obviously, it's like obviously because we have to eat, we have to pay bills, etc. But it's like for you guys, like in a perfect world, like you wouldn't want to work, you know. I think that, and I'm not saying that you're lazy, I mean maybe, but I'm not saying that you're lazy. What I'm saying is, like, you know, it's like you don't want to work. You want to find your actual passions. You want to find what, like, actually makes your heart jump. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot, and this goes for a lot of people too. Like, it's like because we, ever since we're in school or like in the education system, it's like we are taught like, oh, you know, you need a job, you need a career, like you need to go to college. Like, it's like we don't get a choice to actually choose what we love, because like you know, for example, like when you're in the education system, I feel like some majors are really frowned upon. And it's like, I think when you need to make money out of something, it puts this really big pressure on you. Literally, it puts this really big pressure on you, like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Like, that is just something that I'm getting. Like, it literally puts this really big pressure on you to like choose what makes the most money rather than what you actually enjoy. And I'm not saying just Pile One in general, but I'm saying like everyone. Like, I feel like that's something that a lot of people do. It's very rare and hard for you to see that people actually chase their dreams or people are actually going after what they want, because we live in a very materialistic world. And that may be part of your purpose. You may have a hand in some sort of revolution, or like, I think you may just have a hand in transforming the way that we look at careers. And you may do that through, you know, you might be that person that, you know, you live away from society. Like, you're that one person in that farmhouse with a bunch of animals, and you may post like once a month or something, and it's very rare to like see you on social media. Like I said, I feel like it's like you are meant to make a really big impact on others with the way that you live your lifestyle. And for some of you, it may not even be so drastic. Like, some of you like being in the city, some of you like being on social media, but it's in the sense that like you are meant to make human connections. You are meant to help people connect themselves to their emotions. And that is why I'm literally have goosebumps right now. But that is why anybody that you meet is not a coincidence. Like, the way that you connect to people, you make them feel their emotions so deeply. Like, and I think it's much more than reflecting somebody's energy back. Like, you make people feel really good about themselves and really emotional. Really, emotional is not the word. It's like very sentimental. You know, like, you make people realize a lot about themselves, but in a very gentle way, and people love that about you. You bring out the good qualities in others just like you do this with yourself, and I love it. I'm so here for it. But yeah, with the Temperance, I do feel as though this is definitely giving like guardian angel vibes. I'm not gonna lie. For some of you, you may really connect with like the sun or celestial beings, and this is why I'm saying like angel vibes. Like, this is definitely like an angel of love, a guardian angel, and maybe even someone that has passed away. But I think that is for a very small percentage of you, and you know if this is for you, because this this person that has passed on, like you possibly have had a really strong connection with this person. Like this is the person that raised you, that you had a really deep trauma bond with this person, because when you were going through it, like a lot of trauma, like this was the person that took care of you. So this was like either a grandma, an aunt, and maybe even a guardian, literally a guardian. But that is something that I do feel. I think this person, if this is resonating, like this person could have been like very, very feminine. They love to wear like light colors, and like long, well, skirts like that are up to like your shins. Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing, like this very dainty vibe, possibly even like flowers as well. Like it was like this person just loved to romanticize life, and I think they were the one of the first persons that showed you how to enjoy your own life. Whoever this guide is, I do feel as though either it's a guide that has passed on or a guide that has been with you since you were born. So yeah, you take it how it resonates. All right, so tell me more about pile 1. Tell me, spirit, tell me about their guides and what it is that they have to say. Okay, yes, yes, and yes. You have the Page of Emotions in this deck, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. I really love this. So notice how, like, I feel like you are just like such a beautiful soul. Like I'm surprised if I don't start crying in this pile, because it's like you guys just have so much love for everyone, even if like you've been treated so wrongly. Like you, like people can see where you've been or how much of an impact like you have made, because it's like it feels like you have this curiosity in the world. Like you're so just so loving, genuine, and pure. And when you come across another individual, like you like your way of being, your love for people, just this like empathy that you have, like is so beautiful. And I think it moves people. It really does. People are like find you very compelling is what I'm getting. Like I think that I think you may definitely be a water sign or have a lot of water in your chart, or an air sign. But I think like there's a lot of people, and I think society as well has normalized like not being emotional, not being soft, not being feminine. And you are quite the opposite of that. And I think that's why people feel so like good in your energy. That's why people always want to be around you, because you come across as, you know, I'm not like as a big sister, you know, like I'm not your mother, but at the same time, like I want you to be better, you know, or like a best friend. You may have a Sagittarius rising and like a Pisces moon. Like I think you have like water and fire, or like air and water. Like there is definitely water in your chart somewhere. But again, that is definitely not for everyone. This is just the energy that you do give off. But I think like you just are like, you bring so much positivity in people's lives. And I think sometimes you don't even see that, because sometimes like you're living your day-to-day life. You are like, if that makes sense, like you are doing your day-to-day routine, and you will say things like, I feel like you actually say a lot of affirmations without even realizing it. And that's why a lot of things go very well for you, or they're about to. I think like, for example, I'm seeing like someone at Target, and you're kind of like checking things out, and let's say like you'll drop something, or your card declines, like something, let's say like something happens. Like I feel like you'll always have something positive to say. Like, instead of getting frustrated or angry, you'll kind of say like, oh, maybe it's for a reason. Like, maybe, like, you know, like this blockage, like, I think you understand that it's a blockage, and you're kind of like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna let this ruin my day. Like, it's just one bad day, or it's just one bad moment, and I'm not gonna let that ruin my day. Like, you take a moment to process your emotions, but you have such a lighthearted energy, and you kind of go on about your day. Or like, when you come across negativity or receive negativity, that's exactly what you do with it. You transform negativity into positivity for yourself. And I think, like, you just don't take things very personal, because you understand, like, a lot of people nowadays come from an emotional manner, and they say things that they don't mean, and you understand that. I feel like when you were growing up, look at the way that she's kind of like covering her face or like her ears. This is giving me the sense that, like, when you were growing up, you heard the most hurtful things, you know. And I think this was like your own family. Like, it feels like it was like your mom or your brother or your father, like, people that were meant to love you didn't give you the love that you deserve. You know, they told you that, you know, you're fat, you're ugly, like, you know, just like so much like negativity. And at one point you learn not to let it get to you, because I think the happiest people and the most lighthearted people, or like the people with the best energy, they don't take anyone or anything serious, literally. Like, they protect their peace at all costs. And that's exactly what I feel like you do. And in terms of guides, I feel as though, like I said, I do see like a guardian angel, or like some sort of angel of love, like constantly sending you love, positivity, reminders. And I think for you guys, like, you may even dream of like someone that you don't even know, like talking to someone that you don't even know, and this is this angel. Like, I feel like, and you may see 777 a lot, but this is something that I do see here. It's like, I think that for you guys, what I'm seeing is that this is either a guardian angel, or like I said, someone that has passed on, that is now protecting you, that is now like giving you all the love that you're constantly like exuding to others. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I really love this, because when I saw this card, I knew immediately that like your guides are like cheering you on. Like, whatever you're doing, your guides really are cheering you on. They're like supporting you, and I saw like people clapping, like every step of the way, every progress that you make, they're like clapping behind you and just giving you such support. And I am so here for it. And like I said, it just feels like this is the support that you at one point felt like you never received. Okay, and I think you just like, I just feel like you really just want world peace, literally. But I think you just really want like people to feel safe, people to feel comforted, loved. Like, I think that's like something that I'm seeing. And you have the 9 of Cups. I think after a long time of like going through it, or like, I feel like you went through a really big awakening like when you were very young. And I think this awakening taught you that like, when you let people in your energy, when you let people get to you, it affects your emotions, it affects your days, your weeks, your months go by. Because I think that you had to learn the art of detachment, is what I'm seeing. Like, you had to learn that at the end of the day, everyone is an experience and a lesson, and you can't hold expectations to people. You have to let people show you who they are. You have to let people express themselves in the manner that they want. Not that you were controlling, but I think like society puts I feel like there's a lot with society. Like, you just like growing up, like that was a big thing for you, like going away from society or disagreeing with a lot of what society does. And you may not be someone that like gives into trends or does like trending things, but I think you had this awakening where you realized, like, you know, to be happy you had to be detached. And it's not that, I think people mistake being detached and being disinterested or being cold. Those are two different things. Being detached means that you are accepting, that you have surrendered, you know, into what comes in and comes out of your life, that you protect your peace at all costs, even if that means that, you know, you lose some and you gain some. And I think this has been like your biggest lesson. And I feel like you also manifest with your emotions. Like, when you want something to come into your life, putting your emotions into something in a balanced way, of course, like this is what like gives back to you, brings like finances into your life, or just like things that you're desiring. Like I said, I feel like, I think you have like 2 to 3 female guides is what I will say. We are gonna look into like who they are, but I'll get one more card because this is like long enough already, this pile. But all right, let me get one more card for pile 1. Okay, so you have the 8 of Wands. Exactly, literally. Like, I feel like this is exactly what I've been saying with this card. Like, your guides literally supporting your every move, because I think like it's like something that I'm seeing here is that each and every step you grow. Wait, let me put this down. But yeah, each and every way, like, you just grow so much. And it's almost astonishing to your guides, like how much you have grown in such little amount of time. And I think that's the thing about emotions, that like when you are afraid of your emotions, like it will literally hinder your growth. But when you are in tune with yourself and with who you are, like, it's like your emotions will literally allow you to grow into the person that you've always been. And this is why I always say in my readings, like, you can't put a timing on success. You can't put a timing on when something is meant for you. And this is why it's so important to do the inner work. I feel like we are never completely done learning, growing, expanding. But for you guys, I do feel as though you are very, very wise, and you may even teach that to others. But I think this is more of a spiritual experience that you give others. Like, you don't sit there and read tarot cards or do any sort of divination, but it's in the way that you connect with others that makes people inspired, that makes people motivated again, that makes people want to be like you. And that's exactly what I'm seeing. And I think your guides are very, very proud of the success that you already have and what you will achieve, because I feel like you guys have the opportunity and the potential to be like someone really big, or someone that is known very, very well. This may even be fame, or like maybe this is music, but you will be doing some sort of healing. And I don't think it's through divination. Like, I feel like this is something more. You could literally be making videos about positivity, or, you know, like how to empower yourself, how to build your confidence, like things like that. Like, I feel like when you talk, people listen. And people are just genuinely attracted to your vibe, because you are like, you know how when you go through the airport and they have like the scanning machines, like that's what you do to negativity. Like, you say, oh, okay. Like, it's like you're the people working there, and when the negativity is coming in, like you remove it right away. Like you do not play about that at all. Like I said, and I think you've been through so much, but people would never guess that you have, because of the way that you choose to live your life. It's like, you know, you don't let your past you don't let your past dictate who you will be or who you are. It's like you understand that you are different than your parents, than your family, and what you've been through, and you will be different. And this is what I'm saying, like so many affirmations in your thought process, or when things are happening. Like I feel like if this is something that you don't do already, then you do need to start adapting that, because it will help you a lot. Yeah, and you have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So need I say less? I could definitely see a lot of you with some sort of platform or community, and it's like you being selfless and helping others is really going to give back to you. And I think like the biggest gift that you could ever encounter is like being in service of, because of the happiness and the moment that, like, you know, you help others. It's like such a big feeling, just feeling like, wow, like I can actually make a difference, you know. Like that's exactly what I'm seeing here. And I think like that is your purpose. Like whatever you choose to do, you will be helping people no matter what. Like that is exactly what I see. And I think like it's like when you help others, it's like you learn in that moment too, or you feel those same emotions. And I love that. I really do love that for you. It's like beyond words, the way that it makes you feel, the way that it lights you up inside, that it makes you feel like I want to keep doing this, I want to be better. And I love it. I really do. I'm telling you, I'm surprised I haven't started tearing up, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be, because this reading is so like heartfelt. I love it. So I have the Keepers of the Light oracle cards. So this is what I'll be using today. All right. So spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels, tell me about pile 1. Who are pile 1's spirit guides, and any insight that they would like to give. So you have okay, wait, I might say this wrong, but Mariah, it says awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Just doing everything with love is just like, I really love it. You have faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. And I think at this point, like, even though there's so much chaos or there's so much negativity around you, like, you know how to see the good. You know how to like see the good in everything, literally. And like this, I think you, because you are an adult now, or you're older now, you now understand that like that is a part of you, that is something that you want to do. You have the Miriam, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. That's beautiful. Like I said, all right, I'll get one more, and then you have Saint Germain, karma releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. And like I said, I do feel like a lot of you already do this. Like a lot of you. Ooh, okay. So I feel as though maybe this is why I saw so much feminine energy, because of this Miriam. And you see how like it's almost like a reflection. So I do feel like with the Miriam, this may be one of your guides. if you like resonate with this card. And you can also like look it up to see if you resonate with the story, because I feel like when it is your guide, like you will feel it, like you will literally feel it, especially when you're reading like their story, or something will just happen where you're like that can't be a coincidence. So pay attention to these names that I'm saying here. Look up their story, their history, all about them. And kind of like, I feel like if you want to connect deeper with your spirit guides, you should ask, like, you know, is there anything that you can do to move closer to your purpose? Or like just any signs and synchronicities, if they are your guide, things, little things like that. But I think like not everyone here has 4 guides or 6 guides. Like not everyone has so much guides. I think that for some of you, you only have 2 or you only have 1, and that's okay. But the important thing is that make sure that you resonate with what I'm saying, and make sure that you trust your emotions before any reader, before anyone, period. But yeah, so you have seen, okay, I'm so sorry about that, but yeah, you have Saint Germain, the Miriam, Faith, and El Mariah. So if you resonate with this one, I feel as though like you always felt like you always had to put on this mask for others, and you recently like broke out of that. Like you have recently been trusting who you are as a person, and like you've recently been trusting in your own authenticity, is what I feel. And with Saint Germain, like I feel like once again, I think if this is your guide, then I feel like as a kid, like you were definitely the one that was like getting bullied, and it's like you were mature enough not to fight, not to say anything back. Like I feel like you were like the mature one, and even though they said so much hurtful words, like you kind of turned your head the other way. And that's exactly what I'm seeing, like the exact vision that I'm seeing with Saint Germain. Like he was constantly there getting you through those very difficult moments. And there's something about eyes, like you constantly see eyes on everything. And I think like I feel like he does want to make it known that like you are seen, you know, that even in your lowest moments, you are seen in such a good way. So don't feel like, oh, you know, because I've made mistakes in the past, like he's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, it's time to move away from that. It's time to move beyond that. But like I said, I think like you have already for most of you, or you are learning to do so each and every day. And I love that. There's nothing better than like progress in your own self, or knowing that like, you know, you're emotionally maturing, that you're becoming a better person. And like there's no better feeling than that, literally. And then you have Faith as well. I don't know why I'm getting this, but I feel as though I mean, maybe you guys see it too, but she like reminds me of like Cinderella. So you could have seen like Cinderella as a child, or like there's something about Cinderella that resonates with you, like maybe her story. Maybe you had like stepsisters, stepbrothers, or like a step parent that didn't treat you the best, and you had to like break out that cycle. And I feel like if you resonate with Faith, then you may have like a lot of I will say you may have a lot of generational patterns where you've had to break out of it. And it's like you guys, I feel like, have the most trauma. Like you guys definitely have the most trauma. And this is why you're able to see the good in everything, because you appreciate each and everything. Because at one point you didn't have a roof over your head. At one point you didn't have food on the table, you know. At one point you didn't have what you have now. And this is why you're so grateful and appreciative for the people and the things that you have now. And this is why like you are able to like turn someone's day like it could be the worst day in their life, and you have such a different perspective, where you just kind of come along and your presence is just automatically healing for them. Like you may just start talking, rambling even, but it's like you just make people's days better. And sometimes people need that, you know. And then with El Mariah, I think this is for the most of you. You may resonate with this guide. I think that like this guide is there when you are going through awakenings, or this is the guide that is constantly sending you information all the time, where when you feel like you have to sit down and organize your thoughts because there's so much going on, or you feel so scattered mentally, like this is the guide that guides you to do that, that leads you to do that. I think when you manifest, when you like sit in your own presence, when you're connecting with yourself, when you're like, it's almost like when you're making a plan for yourself, or when you see a vision for yourself, when you're putting two and two together, when you're making realizations, when you're seeking the truth out in a situation, I feel like this guide is always there helping you. And I don't know why, I feel like when you are like when this guide is near, you constantly feel the need to wear like black or like navy blue or white. Black for protection, blue for like clarity, and like just feeling light again, like getting rid of the heaviness, and white for purity, for just seeking, like, again, just seeking to feel free is what I'm kind of getting here. But he definitely, if you feel like he is your guide, then he is like definitely your main guide for sure. But yes, I honestly absolutely love this reading. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I had so much fun filming it, so definitely let me know if you resonated, if you did like, comment, and subscribe. And you guys already know I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay. Hello, so this is gonna be a reading for pile 2. So let's see what we get for pile 2. Let's see what we get for pile 2. Some of you guys could be a spring baby, or you like the spring, you like the sound of the rain, it helps you go to sleep at night. I don't know, I could never relate to those people because I feel like I get distracted way too easily. So when I turn on like rain sounds or like any type of sounds when I'm going to sleep, like I'll just be like imagining myself like in the ocean, or like let's say like it's a rainforest or a jungle or something. Like I'll start imagining myself there, and I'll start like I will not be able to go to sleep. So I'm glad that helps some of you guys, but I could just never. Like, I'm very jealous. All right. Okay, so all right. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I feel like some of you guys are very hard-headed. Some of you guys are very hard-headed. Please don't come at me, but this is just what I see. You know if it's for you, if it resonates for you. So I'm definitely seeing that for this pile, I could definitely see like 3 main guides. There are 2, like, I think I always say this in my readings, but energy is just energy. Like, I think that anyone can have masculine and feminine. So I do get 2 masculine energies and 1 feminine. But like I said, like they don't have to be man or woman. Those are just the energies that I get with your guides. And I think sometimes like we see like, or we feel our guides to be man or woman because it's the type of healing that we need. So for example, like I'm gonna put my business out there to so you guys can understand. So like for example, like for me, I always felt like my guides were male, like like a male presence. Sometimes I get feminine, but not as much as male. Or like for example, deities that like work with me or anything like that. And I like the other day I made the realization or put 2 and 2 together, like my father, like he left my life when I was like I think 6 or 7 years old. And I never realized how much I needed my father's presence until like I started my spiritual awakening, until like I actually felt like, you know, like I guess that masculine energy, that like warmth that I never had. Like I think it really did like get to me in the beginning because I was really not used to it. But that is exactly what I needed to heal. So for some of you that could be the case, or like your father was very cold and distant, always working, always busy, never had time for you. That could also be like the case. But it definitely feels like either your father or a very masculine energy, you feel like in some sort of way they disappointed you or they failed you as a parent. This is definitely a parent, okay? Or like someone that raised you. I don't know why, but I'm also getting that like for some of you, your father or like your parents had money. They didn't have to be wealthy, but they had like money, so they would constantly get like babysitters to take care of you. And that made you feel like a burden to your parents. That made you feel like minimized or like inferior to your parents, because it made you feel like, damn, like my parents don't even want to be with me, you know, they're constantly doing everything together without me. Like it made you feel left out. I think that your father gave you your first heartbreak is what I'm kind of getting here. And I think and this is coming out for a reason, you know, this topic really is coming out for a reason. So I think this is something that you've been struggling for the longest. I feel as though something that I picked up like immediately when I laid these cards down, and I literally have goosebumps. I don't think you can see it, but I literally do. You have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and you know this talks about collaborations. You know, this talks about collaborations, like joining a team, just like I guess this is like joining a team or joining people, like being recognized for your work ethic. And like in this card, you see, I feel, because this is in reverse, I feel as though part of your purpose is to advocate for more diversity, is to advocate to be included, because a big part of your life you felt like you were excluded. Like people had to put 50% of the work in and you had to put 110% of the work in. Like there is definitely a really big burden that you faced. And part of your purpose is to help other women or men, just other people with the same like situation as you, feel welcomed, feel good, you know. And this could be like with like the people of color community, just making people feel like you can be successful regardless of what society says, or how like, I don't think I can talk about this on YouTube, so I'm just going to say that like regardless of how like these past generations and their habits, you know what I mean, of excluding people, have certain people have like trickled down. And it's like, and I really do understand, like it's like people don't understand that sometimes it's like the way that you live your life or your thought process is really is affected by like people in your family, people that like in your ancestry. Like it's so important to realize that you are not just you are part of your ancestors, you are part of your family. So it's like it really does, like I understand your frustration, and it's something that like people need to be more open about. Like I feel like you will be some sort of advocate to want to help like diversify the community more than what we are doing now and people are doing now. I feel like you might even have a really big collaboration or a lot of attention around this. That is something that I do see. Now when it comes to your guides, I feel as though in this card, this is the Three of Swords, and this is the card of like heartbreak. And in the back, like you can see, it looks kind of scary, but you can see like, you know, this woman, she's like behind this door, and she's like sad, depressed, heartbroken, and there's this door, and like you have like this guide, like this is your guide. Your guide might not look like this, but I feel like you might, like one of your guides is very masculine that I'm picking up, and I think this guide is very hard on you, or it's just very, very strict. Because I feel like he sees the potential in you, and he sees how you will be like the person to initiate change. You will be the person with the radical ideas. You will literally be the person, it's like through your pain you will illuminate like all the problems in society when it comes to people of color, when it comes to like that's literally exactly what I'm seeing. Like your pain and your experiences is like the detriment to becoming better as a society or on social media. And I think that like there is like this guide, and I feel like you see how she's like she's like behind this door, and it's like she can try to like open the door and ask for help, but she doesn't, you know. She's like, I'm hearing like all in her glory, like in the sense that like she feels as though like she can do everything on her own, but behind closed doors like she's hurting, she's in pain. And I feel like this is also your guide's way of saying like when you need help, ask for it. Like don't be afraid to ask for it. And I don't think, I mean, for some of you it is asking physical people for help or reaching out for help if you have like mental health problems, and there's no shame in that, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think with the Three of Swords too, like with this card, it's kind of giving like asking your guides for help. I think some of you are even going through like, you are even going through it financially is what I'm getting with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, I think that like you don't need to ask for help, but it like when you ask your guides for help, like they show you the way. They remove the people that do not belong there, the people that you should not be around, the people that do not belong with you, literally. And I think for some of you, like you ask for help, but when you get the answer that you don't want to hear, or like when you feel like your intuition is telling you something that you don't want to do, you don't trust it. You feel like, no, like that can't be true. For example, like for some of you, you have a really hard time letting go because of how like rejected you were in the past. You feel like that will happen again. Like, you don't have trouble connecting with people, but you have trouble in the beginning stages of a friendship and relationship. And you often like close yourself off or are very shy. And it sometimes like it triggers you and brings up a lot of pain because you feel as though you're gonna get rejected the same way you did before. And that's something that I'm really getting. That's something that you might be working through right now. I do feel as though you have like a very strict masculine guide. But I think that this guide, like, when you do need it though, when he sees that you are very sad and depressed or lonely, like I feel like he like brings people to you, or like he's the type of guy to, like, when you're having a whole breakdown and you refuse to like tell anyone about it, like someone will call you and you will have to, like, you know, like you might have to talk about what's actually going on. Like, he is always the one giving you reminders that people are there. And I think you've known this. Like, you've known that you can reach out to people, but you've been a little stubborn to actually do so. And then I think there is this other guide that you have with the Muse of Voices. This is the King of Cups, I believe. No, the King of Swords. Wait, because this is a new deck, as I said, so like I get it mixed up. I think this is the King of Swords, because I know inspiration is Wands, and materials is Pentacles. So let me just find a Cups one, so I know. Also, this deck is really okay. Emotions is Cup. Yeah, so this is the King of Swords, because sorry about that. You may really connect with flamingos as well. This is what it looks like. So I think this guide helps you a lot with your insecurities and like just like the image that people reflect back onto you. I think that sometimes like you get very triggered with the person that looks back at you in the mirror, with your weight, with your body image. Like, I think that you still struggle with this on a day-to-day basis. You have your good and bad days, but it's getting better. And I think this guide is constantly like sending you like little messages or little things that make your day. So yeah, that is something that I do see. I feel like for you guys, definitely a lot of like masculine energy, very, very protected. Like, I think that a big part of you being rejected is literally because the people and situations are not for you. They were not going to teach you anything, and they were going to put you in such a low position. So it's like, would you rather get a temporary person that is going to leave in a couple of months, or even situation, or would you rather wait for something that's actually worth it, even if it takes a long time? You know what I mean? I think that is like what's being made known as well. So yeah, that is something that I guess that wanted to come out, like, for your messages. I feel like there's just so much, like, an overwhelming amount of love coming for you. I feel like I just feel as though like they send the love that you deserve and more, or you will be in a position to receive it in the near future. And I think like your potential and your like you are so like special, and you don't even realize that. Like, you don't see how, like, I think, okay, so what I'm getting is like, okay, so this may be like the feminine guide that I was picking up on in the beginning. So for some of you, this is more of a deity, and I don't know why I pick up Athena like really specifically, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be a feminine guide. But I think like this guide, this feminine guide, is always trying to like make you embrace the feminine side of you, to make you learn how to trust yourself. Because I think it's like you really struggled always with your masculine side, so now you feel like you have to do everything on your own. You always have had to, like, if that makes sense, like you have always have had to take control. You don't get the chance to sit down. If you have kids, like, it may be that too, like you may be a single parent, and like you feel like you don't have the chance to sit down to take a break. Like you're constantly on go mode, and you don't have the chance to reflect on yourself, to process your emotions, to really pay attention to how you think and feel during the day. Like it feels like your energy is very busy all the time. But that is not for everyone, of course, but it is something that I do see. And I think like this guide is constantly trying to get you to be more feminine. And I think that people think of feminine and they think of weak. They think of someone that is not able to do for themselves. And I think this guide is reminding you that just because you're feminine doesn't mean you're not powerful. But in femininity, your voice and your energy holds a lot more power than your actions do. Your silence holds a lot of power as well. Like it's almost as if like this guide is also helping you manifest your desires. It's not necessarily only money, but well, finances, but I do see like a lot of manifestations, a lot of materialistic things, but it's things that like might be essential to your being, or might make you feel really good, or might make you see like, wow, like I can actually get things done, you know, I don't have to do so much. It's like I'm hearing like the power of my mind and my voice. You definitely have Aquarius, Capricorn placements for sure in your big three, or you just exude that energy. So let's see who your guides are, or who we pick up here. Just remember that because this is a general reading, make sure that you resonate with what I'm saying and not just saying this is your guide because it's what came up in the reading. Wow. So you have, I really hope that I'm not saying this wrong, and if I did mispronounce it, please educate me in the comments, because I do not like mispronouncing anyone's name. So you have Radha, Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. So for some of you, being in a stable relationship means that you have to rediscover a big part of yourself first, or what you actually want in a relationship. I think your relationships have been broken, or have making you oh my god, your past relationships have like why can I talk? Your relationships have like given you heartbreak, because I think you kind of went in the relationship craving the masculine energy and not having to be in control all the time, rather than knowing what you want. It's like I think you kind of like took this more open-minded approach, and I think that like for you, like in order for you to heal, in order for you to like move forward, I think when it comes to relationships, it's not that you can't be open-minded. I will always advocate for you guys to be more open-minded, but what I'm getting is that it's very, very important that you know what you want, okay? Because there's a difference between allowing or turning a blind eye to someone's red flags and being open-minded, you know what I mean? So that is something that I kind of pick up as well. And I think this guide may help you with that, setting boundaries in relationships. And I think like helping you find yourself, where you know what you want in a relationship and what is going to work for you, for sure. And we definitely love that. We love a what's it called, we I don't know why I can't talk today. Like, for some reason I cannot talk. But I was gonna say, like, we love an assertive queen or king. We love or a person. And then you have Gaia, earth connection. Be mindful of the planet, come back to earth, and stay grounded. I think, wait, let me show you guys a little bit more. But I think a lot of people will disagree with me, but like, there's a lot of spiritual people that will tell you, like, oh yeah, like, you have to ascend, you have to be in the 5D, like, you have to be, well, you don't have to be, but like, they advise you to be high vibrational or take on this energy. But I think we are here for a reason. Like, we are meant to experience the physical. So I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't seek out your purpose or you shouldn't meditate. But what I'm saying is that overindulgence in anything is not good. And I feel like it's very important that you do stay grounded, or you remind yourself why you are here, who you are, and your interests. Like, just doing the things that really make you feel like yourself. Or and there's something about a home too, like doing things that make you feel as though, like, you know, this is my home. Like, doing things that where you find comfort, where bring you back from all the way up here all the way up here. Because it's like, I think sometimes you need that. You need to come back home is exactly what I heard. Like, you need to come back home. I think that when you receive messages, or when you like, when you receive messages, when you like connect with your guides, your angels, like, nothing will ever get in between that, you know. And I think you connecting with Mother Gaia or nature, it's like, it will connect you to where it all started, or where you started, how you became to be. And I think that will really help you. Like, I feel like this is reminding you of all the love that you have, even if it's not a physical person giving you love. It's like, this is like that mother's love that you never had, or the love that you always felt like you missed out on. That's crazy. All right, but yeah, because I feel as though you guys are constantly trying to like be high vibrational or be positive. But I think like there is a point where there's like too much positivity, and it's like you're turning a blind eye to what you need to heal, or how you actually get better. It's like you're becoming someone that you've never really pictured yourself being. And in that case, it's like you can't fake it to make it, you know what I mean? Because those are your emotions. Positive or negative, your emotions are valid, so process them. I think the difference is like how long you take to process your emotions, you know, how long you take on what someone said, or that negative comment someone said. Like, it's so important that you learn to move on. But when you learn to forgive and move on, and not pay attention to what people say, or not hold on to the pain that people have caused you, that's exactly when your life will really turn for the better, is what I'm getting. You also have El Mariah and the Miriam. So you guys may be psychic, or you have like prophetic dreams, because every time I see the Miriam, like, I already know that like you have a lot of like vivid dreams, to say the least. And I definitely feel like you see beyond like the veil, and sometimes it's like you see the truth and everything, and that makes it hard to look for the positivity. That makes it very hard, because you see so much truth in others, you see truth everywhere, chaos everywhere. It's like, it's very hard for you to be happy for a long period of time, because and I'm not saying this to discourage you, but I'm saying like, I see how hard it is for you, because you sit there and you're like, damn, like I feel like you feel the burden of everyone. Like right now with what's going on in the world. I'm not saying no names because, you know, YouTube, but it's like you feel that, you know, you feel the burden of people being mistreated, of people like experiencing really traumatic things. And that's exactly what I'm getting. You definitely have some sort of humanitarian purpose, but you always come first. Always you. And with El Mariah, this is all about your awakening. And like every time that you're receiving information, every time you're putting two and two together, you're seeing the truth in a situation, he is always there. Like literally, he is always there, like bringing this energy to you, bringing this information to you, is exactly what I'm getting. And this is the protection that I was getting as well. I'm seeing like a grid all over your body, like a grid of like, imagine like a grid of like lights all over you. Like nobody can get in, nobody can harm your energy as much as you think that they can. Remember, your mind and your voice is like your most powerful element, so use that to your advantage. Use that to manifest your desires, to be better, to be happier, to live a healthier lifestyle. And I'm not talking in terms of eating or your body, I'm talking in terms of a mental lifestyle. Well, living a healthier life with your mind and the relationship with yourself is what I get. And this one I'm gonna say because it did come out twice. So this is Sanat Kumara, light activation. It says, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So he may help with like your intuition. And I think this reminds me of like star seeds. So you may resonate with star seeds. And maybe this is why I was talking about high vibrations, high vibrational. But yes, this is what I have for you. I definitely hope you enjoyed this reading and that it resonated with you for sure. It was a pleasure to read for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reading as much as I did. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, so this is going to be a reading for pile 3. So let's see what messages your spirit guides have, and if they do decide to reveal themselves, who they are. And I just wanted you guys to keep in mind that this is a general reading, so use discernment, use your own judgment, and never try to make decisions purely based off of emotions. Great. So spirit guides, ancient ancestors, and angels, tell me about pile 3. What does pile 3, who are their spirit guides, and what messages do they have? Any signs and synchronicities also that want to come through in this reading? Oh wow. Okay, so you have the 8 of emotions. This is the 8 of cups. This is a very interesting card. Like, it's very, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot to say about this card later on, but let's keep shuffling. So the 3 of Wands. Interesting. And the 4 of Wands. Sorry. I almost thought this was the 4 of Cups. This is a new deck, so I'm still getting used to like the names because they changed them. Alright. Okay. Wow. Okay, you have the 2 of Wands as well. And the Star. Wow. the star. Some of you guys, I don't know why I looked at this really quick, and some of you guys could be like a nurse. Like, I don't know why she reminded me of a nurse. Maybe it's like the hat, you know, like back then how they used to wear like that hat, like those nurses and stuff. So you could be a nurse, or you could be like a really good caretaker. Like you might be or end up being a caretaker. That may be your job. Like you may be like a home health aide, where like you take care of like what's it called, of elderly people. Or you may take care of children. There definitely seems to be like just such a big connection with you, with children, and with like elderly people. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to talk about is this one. So I feel like the first thing that's being made clear is that your home life has definitely not been the most stable. Look at how they're sitting on this like ledge, or I think it's like a trunk, and it's on this cloud, and they're sitting so still, and they're almost like strings. Makes me feel as though, even though like maybe you've had to move a lot, or your home life has just not been the most stable, like yet you're still so like trusting in the universe. You're so like trusting in your home life, or like hoping that it does get better. And I think you can feel it. I feel like your home life is the big focus for like this next chapter of your life, because it definitely feels like you just ended something. You could have just left your partner, or just walked away from a job, like walked away from something. And for some of you, it's walking away from certain habits, walking away from this hurt version of yourself. Like it's so different for everyone. But I do see that it's like you've walked away from something, and you feel, literally when I saw this, the first thing that came up in my mind was like a void. Like you feel as though by walking away from this, you have to fill a void in yourself, and you don't know how to do that. You feel almost a little bit clueless, to be honest, because you feel like, damn, like with the 8 of Cups, it's like, you know, you're walking into the unknown. You are individualizing yourself. You're not sure like where your next stop is, or where you're headed, but either way you feel guided in that direction. And I think by walking away from this, it's like, for some of you, I don't know why, I get that like some of you could have heavily like drank, or like you would you know, like you would eat your emotions away. Like when you were feeling sad, angry, or anxious, like you would eat, or you wouldn't eat. Like maybe you had a bad relationship with food, or just there was some sort of bad relationship that you had, whether it was with a physical person, with drinking, with drugs, with food. Like there was some sort of bad relationship you had, and you are definitely like walking away from that and doing better for yourself. It's like you're finally putting in the work. And I think you're afraid that like you're not gonna be able to fill in this void, that like you're not gonna live up to your success. You have this really big fear of failure, because in the past you have failed, and you don't want to feel like that again. You want to feel good. You want to feel like you are making a difference, like things are getting better for you and your family. I think you may be like the main provider for your family, or because there is definitely something about like feeling like you're taking care of others and not knowing like what's gonna happen next. And for that reason, this also may be about like your sorry, this may be about like your job or your finances, like finally leaving that toxic job, that workplace, and looking for something better, or chasing your dreams. Because the Two of Wands is all about success. No, it's all about like having the world at your fingertips, like having this view like out into the open and seeing where your next direction is. And I honestly think like this is the best position in your life, because you're looking into what you can become, and in that moment you're choosing the direction that you're going. You're like, okay, like this is something that I would see myself doing, or this is something that, you know, would make me happy. So yes, I think for you guys, like there is definitely a lot of like woman empowerment. Like I feel like you have a lot of women guides. Your guides may be mainly your ancestors, constantly like cheering you on, constantly like breaking out of society norms, is what I'm kind of getting here. I feel like you were always meant to stand, excuse me, you were always meant to stand out and be different. So don't let people fool you or make you feel bad that you keep outgrowing your environment. Simply your soul is searching for something more, and like I said, you can't like make yourself feel bad for that, or try to fit in to a place, a situation, or people that you don't belong in. Simply look for what is right for you, even if it takes a long time. Literally. Yeah, you have the Four of Swords. I think you really are in need of like mental rest right now. For some of you guys, you struggle with insomnia. I don't know why I get that, but I do. Or you have a lot of anxiety. You just need mental rest regardless. Like I think you tend to burn yourself out thinking about your future, thinking about what you want to do instead of actually doing it. And even when you do it, like it's like you literally burn yourself out in every aspect. You feel like you have no other choice but to be successful. And even though like you will be successful, you need to like let yourself be free. Live in your authenticity. Make the choices that make you happy, not what's gonna make you more money. Don't make the decisions where you might be successful because of it trending, or because of whatever the case may be. Make the decisions and the choices to do things that make you feel good inside, because I think you manifest stability, and like literally you manifest stability by you feeling good and you making that a part of your environment. It's like you have the ability to turn it's like you turn heads, okay? You have the ability to go into a room, to walk into a place and like change the energy of the room, like just be a whole vibe. But I also think you choose not to. Like you always choose not to involve yourself, because you know how draining it can be. You know how like I think, okay, so I think like you don't like being the center of attention specifically. Like you choose to be on the outside because you feel like it's too much for you, but you were meant to be the center of attention. It's like you fight tooth and nail. You fight against the very grain of your essence or of your being, and it's not because you don't like it, but because of your fear. And this creates a really big void in you, because you feel lost or confused, like you don't know where your next step is. But it's like everything that you need is literally within you. Like you have everything that you need. You don't need to acquire any skill, any talents. Like you already have what you need. And you really do need to have a lot more faith in yourself. All right, so I think for you guys, like you may be someone that You may end up doing like social media, creating content. Yeah, look at this, having some sort of platform. You guys may resonate with pile 2 as well, but that is something that I'm seeing. Like, you've been in such a big like stagnation, or such a big like standstill, because you don't accept a lot of things about yourself, and your guides always want to make that known to you. It's like your guides really do want to help you, but you have to help yourself first. You have to put the 2 and 2 together. Like, you know, your guides can send you the signs and synchronicities, but you have to do the inner work. I think you avoid your emotions, or you like turn the blind eye to how you feel to please others, or to be aesthetically pleasing. And it's like, no. Yeah, and you have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I think you were always meant to achieve success, but remember, it's how you do it. And I think like you will be successful when you learn to bring everyone with you. Not everyone, but like when you learn to bring the right people with you. When you learn to be happy with what you have now. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but I feel like it's like just appreciating the little things in life goes so far, because I think there's a difference between being happy with what you have now and still reaching for what makes you happy, for what fills this void, and, you know, really being like, you know, I guess I want to say that, like, I'm not trying to say that it's wrong to chase your dreams, or like it's wrong to outgrow your situation at all. But sometimes you get frustrated because you want things to happen really fast. And it's important for you to see the good in the now. That will help you plan things for the future more successfully, more practically, things that you can achieve. I feel like it would help you be happier, and that would help you manifest what it is that you're trying, or where you're trying to go. In no way or shape or form I'm trying to say to dim your light, but what I am saying is to see the good in everything, especially the people around you, the things that you do have, for sure. The family that you have, because I feel like you guys have a big family, or are family oriented, or just always wanting to take care of people. Like, that makes you feel really, really good. Okay. All right, so let's see who comes up. Again with the Miriam literally came up for all 3. You have Radha. So like I said, these both came out for pile 2, but the Miriam literally came up for all 3. Okay, you have Holy Amethyst, and I'll get one more, Spirit. And you have Isis. I knew I got like that ancestry vibe, so that makes a lot of sense. You could literally have ancestors from like Egypt, or you just connect with Isis a lot. So Isis is all about magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. And this is what I'm seeing. Like, it's like you're following your intuition now, but I think when you get discouraged, or when you get impatient, like, you stop putting in effort, and that hinders your progress. So it is important for you to stay focused, and this is something that she might be pointing out as well. And then you have Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Look at this. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Like, I swear this pile is like all about manifesting, or all about having stability, but it's like, you know, making a lot of money while you're sitting at home, or while you're sleeping. It's like finding a way to live your life at peace. Like, that really is a part of your purpose, and maybe even showing that to others. You have Radha. So this talks about your relationships. It says rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. I think for you guys, you might already be like in a relationship. I feel like you are just trying to figure out who you are or where you're headed. That has been like the biggest struggle for you, because once I think like once you get something good in your life, or you don't get more mental stimulation, you outgrow the situation. You want more and more and more. And like I said, you cannot kick yourself for that, for wanting like more, wanting to grow more, wanting to learn more. And not every career will give you that. And I think there's always different stages of your life. And sometimes change really is needed so that you can move forward. And then with the Miriam, this, as I have been saying the past couple of piles, you know, no worries. You could have like psychic dreams, prophetic dreams, I mean. Or you could be psychic, or at least very intuitive, to say the least. Because this talks about having the sacred vision, about like, you know, being able to see through this veil, seeing the truth in every situation. And even if it's a lot of negativity or chaos, replacing that with love, or trying to see the good in everything. And I think this is why like you struggle to see the good in everything, or you're constantly like wanting to move forward, looking for inspiration, looking for progress, for sure. But yes, that is what I have for you, pile 3. I definitely hope you enjoyed, resonated, and that this brought you the clarity that you were looking for. But yes, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.